Welcome to our YouTube video. Have you ever imagined an enormous airport hovering 70 meters above Midtown Manhattan in New York City? Believe it or not, this was a legitimate proposal for a megaproject back in the 1940s. Today, we will be taking a closer look at several remarkable megaproject ideas that never became a reality. While some were simply unrealistic, others faced challenges such as financial or political limitations. So, join us as we explore these impressive megaproject proposals that never came to fruition. So, let's dive in. Number 6. The Dream Airport above New York. When people think of New York, they usually imagine its famous skyline and cultural landmarks. However, in the 1940s, a proposal was made that would have dramatically altered this image. William Zeckendorf, a prominent real estate developer, suggested building an airport in Midtown Manhattan along the Hudson River. The massive structure, dubbed New York City's Dream Airport, would have covered 144 city blocks and included a 70-meter-high deck the size of Central Park, with 10-story buildings underneath for waiting areas, ticket offices, and businesses. The airport would not have only accommodated air travel, but also ships from the Hudson River, as well as roads and railways underneath the platform. The estimated cost of the project was $3 billion, making it the largest airport project ever proposed. The main motivation behind the plan was to reduce travel time and alleviate the gridlock that plagued Midtown Manhattan in the 1940s. However, this proposal was not without its drawbacks. An airport in the world's busiest city would have been a nightmare for residents, as it was designed to accommodate 68 flights per hour, meaning that airplane noise would be a constant issue. Additionally, New York's traffic was already a significant problem, and a Midtown airport would have added to the congestion. Even if the plan had been approved, there were significant engineering challenges to overcome, such as acquiring the land, clearing the existing buildings in a 144-block range, and rebuilding the entire area with an airport on top. It would have been the largest and most complicated construction project in New York's history. While the idea of an airport towering 70 meters above the city may have seemed exciting, the ambitious plans never came to fruition, and the project remained only on paper. Consequently, the city's skyline and surrounding areas developed differently than they would have if the airport had been built. Number 5. The most iconic hotel in the world. We are currently in New York looking back at a well-conceived plan from the early 1900s. During this time, the city was experiencing a high-rise boom, with buildings like the Singer Building, Chrysler Building, and Empire State Building reaching unprecedented heights. Across the Atlantic in Barcelona, the renowned Spanish architect Antoni Gaudí was creating unique designs with attention to detail and curved shapes, celebrating nature and Catalan culture. Two businessmen went to Barcelona in 1908 to convince Gaudí to create a masterpiece in New York, and he proposed a grand hotel that would stand 360 meters tall with a sparkling alabaster glass and tile exterior and interior spaces for restaurants, theaters, show halls, and an art gallery. However, the plans were never completed due to Gaudí's dedication to the Sagrada Familia landmark in Barcelona, and the project was ultimately abandoned. In 1956, architect Frank Lloyd Wright presented a remarkable plan for a skyscraper in Illinois that would have been a mile high, surpassing the height of any building at the time. He aimed to save space on the ground by constructing a towering structure with atomic-powered elevators, 528 floors, and parking spaces for 15,000 cars and 100 helicopters. However, his idea was considered impractical, and to this day, the world's tallest building is less than half the height of the Illinois skyscraper Wright had envisioned. Sadly, his design was never realized, and there are only a few sketches and models of it that still exist. Number 4. The Mile High Illinois Skyscraper. Chicago is commonly recognized as the origin of skyscrapers, and one notable suggestion proposed that it could have been the frontrunner in constructing the world's tallest skyscraper. In 1956, architect Frank Lloyd Wright presented his concept for the Illinois, a skyscraper that could reach a height of 1 mile. This idea was considered implausible because, at the time, the tallest building in the world was the Empire State Building, which was only a quarter of the height that the Illinois was projected to be. Wright opposed expansive cities and aimed to construct a structure that would save space on the ground and expand upward. His design for the Illinois was an 8-meter replica, consisting of 528 floors, atomic-powered elevators, and parking for 15,000 cars and 100 helicopters. He suggested that the building could accommodate all government offices and eliminate the necessity for other skyscrapers in Chicago. Although Wright's proposal was remarkable, it was not feasible at that time, and the Burj Khalifa remains the tallest building globally to this day, which is not even half the height proposed for Illinois. Wright's design was never implemented, and only a few sketches and models of it still exist. Number 3. America's tallest failed skyscraper. We're staying in Chicago to explore a more practical skyscraper project that was actually under construction almost 50 years after Frank Lloyd Wright's proposal. This project is known as the Chicago Spire, and it was designed by renowned Spanish architect Santiago Calatrava, who also designed other impressive structures such as the World Trade Center Transportation Hub and Sweden's Turning Torso. Originally proposed in 2005, the tower was set to become the tallest building in the United States and maintained that record until today. The project was taken over by Garrett Kelleher of the Shelburne Corporation, who began construction in 2007. The tower had a slender curved design that would rise 610 meters into the Chicago sky. Excavation for the foundation went 22 meters deep due to the slender design. However, just as the foundation was completed, construction came to a halt due to the Great Recession. The major financier of the project, the Anglo-Irish Bank, was struggling, and there was no investment to continue construction. This led to a series of lawsuits by various parties, and after ongoing financial issues, the project was suspended, leaving only a hole in the ground. In 2013, the Shelburne Corporation underwent a bankruptcy reorganization plan, and the project was ultimately scrapped. Related Midwest took over the site and proposed several new plans. In 2020, the Chicago City Council approved an updated design for a new project called 400 Lakeshore Drive, which consists of two staircase-like towers with heights of 267 and 233 meters. According to the construction company, work on this project will begin this year, offering hope that the site will not remain an empty hole in the ground forever. Number 2. Hitler's plan to build the largest dome in the world. Hitler's cruel reign came to an end with the fall of Nazi Germany, and it also marked the end of some of his grand architectural projects, including the proposed capital city of Germany and its centerpiece, the Great Hall. Hitler envisioned Berlin as the capital of a new world called Germany and planned to reorganize the city with a central 5-kilometer boulevard crossing an east-west axis. The Great Hall was to be located at the north end of this central axis and was designed to be a massive dome structure rising to a height of 290 meters and 250 meters wide, capable of accommodating up to 150,000 people. Hitler aimed to perpetuate his empire through grand architecture, and the Great Hall was intended to reinforce his structures of rule, subjugating and overwhelming people. Very few of the plans for Germany were realized, and the defeat of Nazi Germany in 1945 brought an end to the grandiose plans, which reflect the delusions of grandeur and inhuman ideologies of Nazi Germany. Number 1. The sphere vision of the Pyramids of Giza. The final megaproject we'll discuss takes us back to 18th century France. This project was dedicated to Sir Isaac Newton, one of the world's most important scientists. French architect Étienne-Louis Boulle proposed a 150-meter high cenotaph that would have surpassed the Great Pyramid of Giza. While the Great Pyramid was the burial place of Egyptian Emperor Khufu, the cenotaph was planned as a memorial for Sir Isaac Newton, who rests in London's Westminster Abbey. As an homage to Newton's scientific contributions, Boulle wanted to build the world's first domed planetarium. Boulle planned to adorn the interior of his spherical structure with tiny holes that would reflect the positions of the constellations and planets at night. A majestic spherical lamp would illuminate the structure and act as the sun in a universe created by the arrangement of holes on the surface. However, like the other megaprojects in this video, Boulle's proposal was not feasible at the time. Boulle himself would have been aware of this, as he saw architecture not just as a science of building, but also as a science of ideas and imagination. As a result, the cenotaph remained an incredible idea that was never realized. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For a look at megaprojects that are currently being constructed, check out our video on the most impressive ones. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.